Peace isn't soft, it's savage. You thought peace was lighting a candle and listening to ocean sounds on YouTube while sipping on overpriced tea and trying to forget you want to scream into a pillow. You thought peace was yoga and forgiveness and those corny Instagram quotes about letting go. Nah, real peace is bloody. It's violent. It's a war you win inside your own head. It's dragging yourself out of the chaos you were born into and saying, that cycle ends with me. Peace is not soft. It's not gentle. Peace is what happens after you fight like hell to not become the thing that hurt you. You ever notice how people think being calm means being weak? Like, if you're not yelling, you're losing. If you're not clapping back, you're folding. But you know what takes strength? Sitting there, looking someone dead in the face while they try to tear you down and choosing not to react. That's not weakness. That's you flexing discipline like it's a superpower. Because anyone can scream. Anyone can throw hands, but not everyone can sit in discomfort, feel the fire rise in their chest, and still choose silence. That's peace, and it's savage. You ever tried to break a pattern that's been in your family for generations? That's not soft. That's like trying to walk through concrete while it's still wet. You lose people. You feel crazy. You question everything. That's peace. Peace isn't floating. It's crawling through glass to get to the other side. And the other side ain't perfect either, but at least it's quiet. At least it's yours. Let's talk about people, because people will test your peace like it's a game. You ever try to grow and suddenly everybody's got an opinion? You've changed. Yeah, bro, I was supposed to. That was the whole point. That's like getting mad at a caterpillar for turning into a butterfly. Like, what, you wanted me to stay crawling? You wanted me to keep saying yes when I meant no? Keep laughing at jokes that made me feel small? Keep pretending I was fine when I was dying inside? Nah. Growth is peace. And growth is messy. You're gonna lose folks who like the version of you that didn't know better. Let them go. Let them talk. Let them throw their little jabs. You got peace to build. You got a life to design that don't make you want to disappear every weekend. And don't get me started on relationships. You ever been with someone who made your nervous system feel like it was sprinting a marathon with no water? But you stayed because love, right? Because maybe this is what passion feels like. That constant unease, that weird high, that dopamine spike when they're nice for 2.5 seconds. That ain't peace. That's addiction. Real peace in love, it's quiet. It's safe. It's knowing that when they say they got you, they mean it. Not you decoding their texts like it's a CIA operation. Not crying over someone who made you feel like a burden for having emotions. Peace is choosing someone who doesn't trigger your survival mode. And being someone who knows how to hold that space too. But that means healing. That means therapy. That means unlearning half the things your ego called standards, but were really just fears. Wearing high heels and talking spicy. You know what else is savage about peace? Boundaries. Setting a boundary is like putting a fence around your mental health and telling people, you can visit but take your shoes off. And watch how mad they get when you stop letting them treat your life like an Airbnb. Watch how fast they flip when you say, hey, I don't have the capacity for this right now. Suddenly you're selfish. Suddenly you're cold. Nah, you're just tired of bleeding for people who wouldn't even give you a tissue. Peace is leaving the party early because your soul feels heavy and you don't owe anyone an explanation. Peace is saying, that joke wasn't funny, and not laughing just to fit in. Peace is choosing to walk away even when your pride wants to win the argument. Peace is sitting with yourself and hearing the thoughts you've been drowning out with noise and likes and chaos. It's savage. It's gritty. It's radical self-respect. You ever see someone glow different after they cut off a toxic situation? That's peace. That's what peace looks like. Not all smiles and yoga poses. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's loneliness. Sometimes it's mourning the version of yourself that tolerated nonsense because you didn't know better. That's the part they don't show. The middle, the in-between. When you've left dysfunction but haven't fully built your peace yet, that's when it's the hardest. That's when your brain starts whispering, maybe it wasn't that bad. Don't listen. That's the addiction talking. That's the chaos trying to pull you back in. Stay the course. Build slow, brick by brick, person by person, choice by choice. You ever meet someone who walks into a room and just radiates calm, that's not because they've never seen war. That's because they've been through hell and decided they'd never let it live inside them again. That's peace. That's power. It's savage to walk away from drama when drama is your native language. It's savage to stop fighting battles that don't feed your soul. It's savage to say, this situation is familiar, but not healthy, and leave anyway. You gotta be a real one to choose peace over patterns. And look, I get it. Some of us were raised on noise, raised on yelling and tension, and walking on eggshells. So when it's quiet, it feels wrong. When someone is kind, it feels suspicious. When life slows down, your brain panics. You think, something's about to go wrong. That's trauma. That's your nervous system asking for chaos because peace feels unfamiliar. You gotta teach it different. You gotta sit with the stillness and say, we're safe now. That's not easy. That's savage. That's healing. You know what's wild? People will romanticize struggle, wear their pain like a badge. I've been through this and that, and I don't trust nobody. Okay, but are you happy? Are you free? Are you peaceful? Or are you just surviving with better shoes? Peace isn't just about escaping pain. It's about creating joy. And you can't do that if you're still addicted to proving how tough you are. Sometimes the real flex is being soft again, letting love in, letting joy feel real. That's the rebellion. That's the savagery. Smiling when life tried to kill you and you lived anyway? Let's talk healing real quick. Because everyone's on this healing journey, right? Posting quotes, doing shadow work, burning sage. Cool. But healing ain't cute. Healing is waking up with a lump in your throat because your body remembered something your mind forgot. Healing is not texting them back. Healing is crying in your car and still showing up to work. Healing is rage and boredom and weird calm and then crying again. It's not a straight line, and you don't get a medal at the end, but you do get peace. And that peace, that's the prize. That's the savage reward. That's the thing nobody can take from you once you build it. That's the fortress. That's your home. You ever had to forgive someone who never apologized? That's savage. That's not soft. That's power. You're not letting them off the hook. You're unhooking yourself from the poison. You're saying, I'm not carrying this pain into the next chapter. That's peace. You don't forget. You just stop drinking the poison, hoping they get sick. That's strength. That's maturity. That's grown-ass evolution. And let's talk about being misunderstood. You ever feel like nobody gets you? Like you're too deep or too sensitive or too different? That's because your soul don't speak average. You're not meant to blend in. You're meant to break molds. That's lonely. But it's real. And the more peace you build, the more you'll find your people. The ones who don't drain you. The ones who see you and stay. That's peace. Not being around people who tolerate you. Being around people who get you. That's the kind of peace that feels like a warm hoodie on a cold day. So if you're out there thinking peace means being soft, I got news for you. Peace is the fight. Peace is the decision to live intentionally when everything around you is pulling you back into chaos. Peace is facing your pain and choosing not to pass it on. Peace is savage. It's badass. It's the quiet roar inside people who've seen too much and still show up with love. That's strength. That's the real flex. And if you're in the thick of it right now, if your peace feels far away, if your heart is loud and your mind is a mess, I see you. Keep building. Keep choosing peace even when it don't make sense. Even when your old self is screaming to go back. Even when you're lonely or lost or tired, keep choosing it. Because one day you'll wake up and the silence won't scare you anymore. It'll feel like home. And you'll realize you didn't just survive. You built a whole new world. Say what you need to say, even if it shakes, even if it's messy. This world needs more people who fight for peace like it's life or death, because for some of us, it is,